Hi everyone, welcome along to another lesson. John here. Today's lesson is the easiest way to mix major and minor pentatonic scales. Now this was very confusing to me and maybe it is to you, so I'm going to try and explain this as easy as I can. And what we're going to do today is we're going to learn the two different shapes, minor pentatonic, major pentatonic, in the same area of the neck. Then we're going to see how we can use that knowledge to, combine them and to sound good. Now, before we start that, why do you want to mix major and minor pentatonic scales? It's a good question. Well, normally when you listen to blues music, one of your favourites like B.B. King or Stevie Ray Vaughan maybe, most of the time they're not using one scale to sound authentic. They're using major and minor. Now this really only works in a major blues, and a minor blues you want to stick to a minor pentatonic scales. But if you've got a blues where you've got a major thing like something with the dominant 7 chords, A7, D7, E7 for example, we're in the key of A here by the way, this is going to sound really good mixing the two. So let's get on with it. Let's look at the first minor shape, and we're going to do it in the BB box because BB used it all the time and it sounded great in this position. So let's have a look. So here's the minor pentatonic scale. All right, so this is 10, 13 on the B, 10, 12, all right, on the high E. And there is one more note, which is this G note here, which I'll tell you about in a sec. By the way, instead of learning the numbers, you must know the notes. This is going to make much more sense if you know the notes. So the notes are A, C, D, E, and then you've got this G note up here, and there's an A on the 15th fret. So that's the same as doing this, which you may be familiar with, but we're doing it down here today. For now, we're going to stick with this. So minor is A, C, D, E, G. Just for now, we're going to do this. Minor. Here's the major pentatonic scale. So this is, some of the notes are the same. A is the same note. We have a B on the 12th fret. We have a C sharp on the 14th fret of the B. We have an E. That's common to both scales, major and minor, here on the 12th fret. And then we've got an F sharp note here on the high E. And then you could go back to that A again on the 5th fret. Good, so here are the scales. Minor, major. Okay, great, there we are. So now, it's all very well and good, but how do you use it? Well, what we're going to do is look at the shapes here. So here's minor on the B string. All right, and then look at the notes in major. So you've got 10 and 13. Or A and C. But in the major you've got B, which is just before the C, and then you've also got this note here, which is the C sharp on the 14th fret. So this isn't going to sound too bluesy, but here's minor, here's major. All right, now, but we could add those two extra notes. So again, doesn't sound too bluesy. But what if we did this? Okay, now what's going on here? Well, first of all, I'm taking that note here, which is the A note, and then I'm playing the B note, which is from the major pentatonic scale, but I'm bending it into the minor scale, so this is now mixing the two. Then I went to this D note here, and this E note here, which is minor, isn't it? So I'm kind of mixing one note from the major there. What if I wanted to make that lick a bit more major? Now what I've done is I've taken the A, the same, but I'm bending the C, which is in the minor shape, to a note which is in the major pentatonic shape, that C sharp. So sounds a bit more bluesy there. There's also a little cool thing you can do with the E. If you're familiar with the blues scale, that's in that normal pentatonic shape. That's where you take the and then you flatten it. Flattening it a note is where you move back one. So here's your scale minor. But what you can do is you can join those notes together by using the blues note or the blues scale note. So that sounds quite good. Now, if you did this, there we go. So there's the blues scale. Minor, bent into major. That note is either major or minor because it's the A note, isn't it? So that sounds pretty good. Okay, what did I do there? More mixing using that blues scale. Okay, minor, major. Now I do that. Why do I do that? That note, I haven't told you about that note, but if you know your notes, it'll help. So let's have a look at the notes in major. A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp. That note is an F sharp, but that's also an F sharp note. Now, F sharp is often used when you hear something like this. So I'm just playing that note in a different octave. Same notes, there's no more notes than that. That's all the notes we've got. A, C, D, E, G, and A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp. So just where you play those notes. So let's have a bit more mixing. Okay, what was going on there? Pretty much exactly the same. I was just messing around with those notes. One thing I did do though was, remember at the beginning I said in the minor we've got, so A, C, D, E, G there. What I did there, I played, I'm bending that E note to the G note, which is in the minor pentatonic scale, you know, which sounds pretty good. What did I do there? That trick down the blues scale. That sounds pretty good. So can you see there? Just mixing. I bent that minor into major, major into minor that time, and then the F sharp note. And here's another idea. I'll give you another idea. How about this? What did I do there? There's that G note again from the minor. And now, major or minor, the A note. B is from the major. But this time I go to the F sharp instead of, that would be kind of minor, but I'm mixing them. So there we go. Hope that makes sense. So just take those two scale shapes, minor and major, and just look at them on each string and see what notes you can combine. The best way to do it is to watch someone who does it very well, and those people are, especially for me anyway, you know, you may differ, B.B. King, fantastic, Stevie Ray Vaughan, all of the great blues players do it. So just have a listen to B.B. because a lot of songs he plays in A, so you can see how he's using it, and everything he does a lot of times is mixing those shapes. So have a listen to B.B. There's a track called Darling, I Know I Love You, I think it's called. And he does this here. It's all in this key, actually. I think he plays it in A flat, but you can tune down. It's just a masterful lesson on how to combine major and minor pentatonics. So I hope that's useful. Do let me know if you've got any questions, and if you want some licks, do check out the Blues Licks course. I'll put the link down below, 150 classic licks, which are really, really great, all with the animated tab too, so you can speed it up, slow it down. Have some fun with that. Do let me know how you're getting on, and see you in the next video.